Before you fall in love with that house that you love that's just outside of your budget, make sure you give us a call. I'm Chad Scott, your local Kenosha real estate expert. And this is my beautiful and super smart wife.
I'm Aalia, and like he said, I'm his counterpart in life and in this business called real estate. We help people buy, sell, invest, and relocate every single week.
So make sure you give us a call or shoot us a text at 262-331-1621 or comment or reach out to us at any of the links down below here in the description of the video. Happy to help any way that we possibly can.
And let's make sure your dream home doesn't turn into a nightmare process. Financially too. Picture this. You walk into this house and you see it has a double oven, a 2-story fireplace, and a walk-in closet that goes on for days.
Beautiful.
And you realize it's $75,000 over your pre-approval.
Oh no.
So what does that call? What is that called, Chad?
It's not just heartbreak, it's housebreak.
In today's video, we're going to go walk you through the dangers of falling in love with homes that are outside your budget. Although they're beautiful, but we're going to show you how to avoid the housebreak and a few strategies to help you win in this competitive Kenosha market without maxing out your budget for your future.
When you start touring homes that are above your budget, it sets unrealistic expectations for yourself.
That being said, once you become aware of your actual budget and you see the homes that you can actually afford,
your pre-approved limit,
you start comparing those houses to the house that you essentially can't afford, and you become upset and disinterested in seeing other houses, and you stop your search altogether, which we do not want you to feel frustrated or unmotivated to find your dream home. We can always find that dream home regardless, but it may not be that $75,000 over your pre-approval house that you want.
You just have to have those realistic expectations that the perfect house for you may not be the house that's above your budget. The perfect house for you will probably still be in your budget. You just may have to make a few concessions. The perfect house for you may not have heated floors throughout the house. It's a concession you may have to make.
So here's a little story, our personal story. We started searching for a home, and at that time we couldn't afford much of anything, but it was at least something to start our family in. We started looking at houses before a pre-approval, mind you, thinking that we can afford more than we can get a pre-approved, and I fell in love with houses that are probably $300,000 at that time, and mind you, it might be like $500,000 home now, and I loved it, and I loved that beautiful granite countertop and all that sort of stuff. But then when we finally found or searched houses that were in eventually our pre-approval amount, then I started comparing, and I was really frustrated and disappointed in the houses that was within our budget. And then I was sad, and it kind of made Chad stop looking for a while, just because of the fact that I couldn't find that one house that looked like that $300,000 house.
See, it all comes down to what she wants. Isn't that how it always comes down to, is what the wife wants?
I mean, happy wife, happy life, right?
Happy spouse.
I'm sorry, happy spouse. Your budget is more than the mortgage, and I don't understand that. Chad, can you help me understand that?
So your lenders approve you based on your income and your debt to income ratio. So lenders will often approve you for a lot more than what you feel you can approve, what you can afford. For instance, I have a buyer that we're working with right now that just got approved for a $800,000 loan. But she said to me, Chad, I don't want an $800,000 house. I only want to spend maybe $350,000 on our house. And I totally understand that because they don't want to buy an $800,000 house and have that mortgage. That's a big mortgage payment every month, especially when you consider taxes and insurance, plus the unexpected costs like maintenance, anything HOA fees, anything else that could come up, utilities.
I mean, I believe the energy bills are around the town have spiked up as well as the water utilities, and a lot of people don't account for that over the years, especially if you're going to live in a house for more than 2 years. Property taxes too.
Property taxes
OMG.
keep going up. Those aren't going down anytime soon. You know, Kenosha just did a reassessment. Almost everybody's property taxes went up because of the reassessment.
I mean, not only the financial detriment or financial stretches and hinder the aspects of finding your dream home, it's also the emotions that go along with finding that house that kind of feels home to you once you step in. How does that play into the part of finding your dream home?
So make sure that when you're looking at houses, you don't fall in love too early in the process. You gotta keep your head level on your shoulders, so to speak. Make sure that you're always thinking about it logically. You know, pay attention to your finances, pay attention to the house. That's one mistake that I feel like we made when we bought our house, is that my lovely wife here, you know, I love her to death, but I feel like that she fell in love really hard for our house and just couldn't see past the blemishes that our house has and that we later found out that our house has now.
AKA, there's no 90-degree angle rooms, corners.
Where if we had looked a little harder at our house, if we had paid a little more attention to the inspection report, if we had not just fallen so blindly, deeply in love with that house,
or rushed to get that home started,
I don't think we would have bought the house that we're in right now. I think we would have continued our search and probably found a house that more suited us, that didn't need quite so much work that our house does now.
So oftentimes those emotions kind of rush those buyers to avoid the inspections, which we never recommend, or put in contingencies that will help protect them. Also offer appraisal gaps in case the house does not appraise out.
And that's one thing that Aalia and I are really good at. You know, if we feel like you're rushing into it a little bit too fast, we'll try and slow you down and be like, hey, you know, we feel like you're letting your emotions blind you a little bit, you know. Let's slow down a little bit and take a step back and really think about this. You know, houses are still going really fast, but I don't want you to make a mistake and buy the wrong house for you. Let's take maybe a couple hours and think about this at least. I know houses are going super fast, but usually we can take an hour or two to think about it. You know, let me call a listing agent, see if they have any offers, see if they expect it to go under contract in the next hour or two, or by the end of the day, whatever it may be. Let's see if we have some time to think about it. I don't want you to rush into this house blindly. Buying a house is a big investment, and I want to make sure that you're happy with it and you're not going to regret it in the next 6 months or a year.
But that being said, we work at your timeline. If you feel like you had enough time within that 30 minutes of the walkthrough that to put in the offer, and you insist on it, hey, we're going to give you our advice, but it's ultimately your choice to tell us if you want to put in that offer. We will definitely guide you, but at the same time, it is yours as well. So we work well with our buyers and sellers.
Absolutely. So you can always move up, but you can't go back in time. So what's that mean, Aalia?
So that means getting into a home that fits your lifestyle and budget, which will win over the lifetime of whenever. Don't get a house that will hinder you and your family's chance of going to a vacation every year, or to Disney, for heaven's sake, or making that upgrade and moving into a bigger place that you can actually afford eventually.
Having that emergency fund.
Oh my goodness, the emergency fund is a must-have for all homeowners. We're finding that out right now.
You never know when that water heater might decide to stop working, or the furnace might decide to start blowing cold air in the middle of winter.
Or that plumbing pipe underneath the concrete decides to spring a leak, and that you have to break up that concrete. Believe me, you want that.
That's a problem we're having right now. So
believe me, you want that emergency fund.
This video sounds like a lot of doom and gloom, and like there's no way to find the perfect house that you want. But there are a lot of smart ways to still compete in today's market. So let's go over some of them.
Shorten contingency timeline, and what does that mean?
So that means that, when you're ready to put an offer in a house, Aalia and I will talk to the seller's agent and find out what does the seller want in an offer that they receive. Do they want to close quickly? Do they want a little extra time? Do they want an extended closing time? Maybe they want a rent back situation. That means that after closing, they want to stay in the house for maybe a couple days, maybe a week, maybe a month. Who knows? Maybe the seller already has a pre-inspection done, so you don't have to pay for your own inspection. They're willing to share that with you. Maybe you put up a little extra earnest money. In our market, earnest money is typically $1,000 to $2,000. If you can afford to put up extra earnest money, that makes your offer that much stronger. It just looks that much stronger.
So earnest money is a kind of a promise. This is what I really want this house. Here's a deposit on the house. And if that deposit is high, they go, oh, these buyers are really serious. So we do recommend that if you are able to put in more than what is the minimum of earnest money, we do encourage that. It kind of gives your contract or your bid a huge look-see kind of thing.
It makes your offer look that much stronger to buyers, especially when you're working with local realtors here in the area. And also, if you're working with a local lender here instead of like a Wells Fargo lender or a Chase or a Rocket Mortgage lender, lenders that work here in our area, they definitely help you, and they can give you some tips and tricks on getting your offer accepted. So definitely try and work with a local lender in the area instead of one of the big national banks.
Just because they do know the area and know the market a little bit better than the commercial lenders. And we're not saying the commercial lenders are bad, it's just the local ones are more specialized in the market here.
And they answer their phone when you call them.
It's not a 9 to 5 thing.
That's right.
So
ultimately, the goal of our video today is to help you, our viewers, to find not only the best house for you, but a home for you to sleep in every single night for the next 3 to 5 years, if not longer, depending on your situation.
And to be able to afford it. Trust me, no one wants to cry into their gourmet kitchen because they can't afford the furniture to go in it. Okay, if you're house hunting in Kenosha area and you want to avoid falling for homes that'll break your heart and your bank account,
call or text us at 262-331-1621 or any of the information down here in the description of the video. Aalia and I are happy to help you anytime that we can, or just offer you some free advice.
And we're always having people reach out to us every week. So don't be a stranger and not be that one person. We love to help you make that smart move.
We can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a fantastic week.
And or relocate every single week. Can we do that? Because it was choppy.
And we help people buy, sell, and...
No, all over. The whole thing over. Whole thing. Okay.
Just right here.
No, I'm going to start over. I realize... Okay, do it again. Okay, no, I got this. I was waiting for you to pause.
Just jump in.
I'm trying to. Okay.
So you can always move up, but you can't go back in time. So what's that mean, Aalia?
I don't know.